Alrighty, y'all. So, good old rest day. Out here just doing our morning cardio. We'll do our evening cardio. Because even though it's a rest day, we still got to get in the cardio portion to it. Little activity. Don't want to just, sit around and be a slug. So, it's just a rest from lifting. Gives the joints, the muscles, central nervous system a little break. So, what did we do this week? This week we went up 5 pounds on our 2 rep on our bench. Shoulder day, we made a little improvement there with volume, with the pyramid sets. The weight's going up, big pumps. So definitely enjoying this added volume back into the training. And back day, we a little bit of a failure, but kind of is what it is. We had an off day there. We ended up only going up to 295 on the deadlift for 6. And on the last rep, feel a little like tightness in the lower back, upper glute area. So we went ahead and skipped doing our 330 for 2 and 270, or 330 for 4 and 370 for 2. So I did not feel with the back getting tight that it would be the smartest idea to go ahead and increase the rep and just continue beating on it. So that there is where we left those off, but then we made some progress on shrugs. Man, so this house around the corner from me in 2016 was bought for like $285, and then in 2021 sold for $475, and now these people are trying to sell this thing for $650,000. Like, blows my freaking mind, man. For a house that was built in the fucking 60s. But thing's been paid off who knows how many times over now. But that on back day we made some improvement on shrugs. We got up pretty heavy on those. I believe it was 195 or 205, something like that. I'd have to look at the board. But we did that for back. Arm day, massive successful day. We worked up extremely heavy on our easy bar curls, and just we were able to hit 15 reps for all of our sets while working up in our pyramid. And man, they were tore up. Even yesterday, they were still pretty sore and tender. So, but it was awesome. Good arm day. Good arm day. Then we had our rest day. So, I forgot about legs. So legs went actually pretty well last week. I believe we made an increase on our squat. Neighbors out here doing some yard work, listening to some good old country. Like it. But leg days, we made some gains there. Calves, we decimated them. The squat, we were able to, I believe we worked up to 225 for 2 rep last week. So that is feeling pretty good. And then as for today, we're gonna get this walk done, edit today's YouTube video, and then I'm thinking it's gonna be probably a dry sauna day. I haven't gone and sat in the dry sauna in a couple months, so we'll have to go get a real good sweat on, see how that does us, because it has been a while for that. But that's gonna pretty much take us through the recap of the week, what we got to do today. So let's talk a little bit overall about rest. So I was working out 7 days a week, going, on the adage and theory of, if I'm going on a 5-day rotation, that means there's 4 days in between working out the muscle group. Which, so if I hit, say, chest on Monday, and then I go shoulders, back, arms, legs, when Saturday rolls around, the chest is healed up and ready to go. Which it is. But, hold on here, I gotta switch hands. The shoulder is getting tired. Oh, we gotta do it like this, so that way my big old thumb's not in the way. Alright, so the muscle group 100% would be rested. I'm ready to hit it, but I did that for 4 months straight. And what I learned is, yes, the muscle is ready to hit it, but because I was in a deficit calorically, so eating in a diet, and I was lifting heavy every single time as much as possible. What I didn't know and account for is the actual central nervous system itself will build up fatigue every time you lift, and it's looking for that rest to recover the central nervous system. But I wasn't taking any rest days, so I kept beating on the central nervous system every single day for 120 days. And what ended up happening is it put me into this state of like perpetual fatigue. So everything was just kind of not getting the best contractions, wasn't able to get a real good pump. Now part of that's obviously from being in the deficit, but what was happening is like the muscle drive itself, like I wasn't able to like squeeze and command the muscle to work effectively anymore. And that was coming from the central nervous system. So I ended up taking a 2 days off from lifting, day 121 and 122. And then I since then I've gone ahead and just added a rest day in after my arm day. So I start my routine off with legs and I end with arms. So I wanted to put it in there So the body had the most time possible to recover for its next leg day. Because legs for me is my hardest day. It, not weight wise, but like effort and like concentration wise, and just trying to feel what my body's doing because I'm trying to fix my squat. It overall ends up being my hardest day. And so I just want the most rest possible before that. So that gives it, 5 days between each one with an actual rest day now. And that has seemed to help quite a bit in the muscle connection, muscle drive issues I was having. So we are recovering from that. And then we added some calories back in. Kind of been eating pretty dirty for the last, 11 days. So, but, it is what it is. You gotta also enjoy life. Scale-wise, I've only gone back up 2 pounds, which isn't bad from going from a deficit back into maintenance and just eating incredibly dirty. I've had a bunch of takeout food, pizza twice, some candy, absurd amount of sunflower seeds, because I love snacking on those things. But man, when you eat, a whole bag a day, it really tax on the calories. So, but we are now, with today being leg day, we're gonna go ahead and start dialing our diet back in to just be a little cleaner. Not coming back down in calories per se yet, but we're just gonna eat when we're hungry for the most part. Like, I've got my 3 meals that I'm gonna do, but if I get hungry, I'll go ahead and have a 4th meal or a couple of protein shakes, because I'm not worried about overall calories. But I definitely don't want to be in a deficit. So, trying to stay at this weight here so I can make sure I'm feeding the muscles or putting on some extra muscle tissue, which for the most part you can only do in maintenance if you're trying to main gain or in a bulk. We're not bulking. I'm still bulked. I'm still like 21-ish% body fat. So maybe 22. So definitely don't need to be bulking. But I don't want to get much lighter. My overall goal that I'm shooting for is to be 200 pounds and 15% body fat. So I hit 202 at 21.4% body fat. So that means I need to gain about 12 pounds of muscle. And as we all know, that's going to take a while. Because, we're natural. So, that, to some extent, definitely slows down the amount of muscle you can put on. But as long as we're training hard and we're not near our genetic limit, which I know we're not because we've been way beyond this point previously, like 10 years ago. So, I know genetic limit wise, that's not going to be an issue. As for age and testosterone decreases, that may be an issue. But we're in the bottom 300s on that. So I do take a multivitamin and a zinc plus copper, which has actually added like 50 points to my test levels, but definitely nothing dramatic. So, I mean, that's a large percentage for where I'm at, but in the grand scheme of things, being at 350, 360 test levels is definitely not desirable, but for the most part, we don't have any massive effects other than the fatigue issue, and in some aspect, you know, the retention of body fat, that metabolism issue stemming from it. But I can lose weight, and as long as I'm eating enough, I'm not severely fatigued. But once we go into a little bit of a deficit, the fatigue is just out of the world. So it is a struggle to deal with, but we get it done. So that is what we're doing for rest. And also too, you know, that I've worked on increasing my hours slept, making sure I'm going to bed a little bit earlier, not staying up till, you know, 1, 2, 3 in the morning. And that's also helping with overall rest. So if you're not sleeping, you're not resting, and you're definitely not going to recover, and you're not going to get any stronger. So make sure, if you've hit a plateau or you're struggling to get stronger or struggling to get a little bit leaner, make sure you're getting your rest in, because that's going to be a big factor to that. And also too, if you're decreased on sleep, you're more likely to binge eat and snack and want to consume like sugar and just shitty empty carbohydrates, because it keeps your brain wired and running. So it all kind of ties together. If you're not resting enough, you're also going to diminish your progress. So that's where we're going to leave off today, though, on our cardio and rest talk. So I think this is what we're going to end up doing every rest day, is I'll just pick a topic after we update for the week. And I'll probably, you know, review what I actually did for the week instead of trying to remember it, which partial failure today on my part, but we'll get that done. It'll get better. So with that, make sure you guys are out there, you're working towards your goals, and most of all, just don't be a lazy fuck.